I packed my doubts in cardboard boxes, left them by the door. Every dream I couldn't live, I don't need them anymore. Same old town, same old echoes, same prayers in the rain. I was tired of waiting on tomorrow that never came. There's a sunrise in my windshield that I've never seen before. Every mile feels like a heartbeat, every doubt a little sore. I don't know what waits ahead of me, but I know why I ran. Sometimes you gotta lose your footing just to find where you stand. I'm running toward a different sky, where my name don't feel the same, where the past don't hold me hostage and regret don't call my name. I'm chasing hope with open eyes and faith I've never tried. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. There's a voice inside my silence says don't look back this time. Every scar I ever earned is a reason to survive. I've worn guilt like it was armor, let fear ride my disguise. But I'm done with all the versions of the man I tried to hide. I've seen love fall like a house of cards, heard goodbye too many times, but I still believe in something, even if it's hard to find. If tomorrow breaks me open, I'll bleed truth, not lies. I'd rather face the unknown than die where hope expires. I'm running toward a different sky, where forgiveness feels real, where the wounds don't ask permission just to finally heal. I'm trading chains for open roads and reasons just to try. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. Maybe heaven's just a moment when you finally breathe again, when the weight of all your failures stops calling you a friend. If I stumble in the daylight and fall beneath the sun, at least I'll know I gave my all instead of staying numb. I'm running toward a different sky, where my soul can finally fly, where the man I'm becoming ain't ashamed of the goodbye. If this road leads me nowhere, I'll still thank it for the try, 'cause I found myself running toward a different sky. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. Toward a different sky. Down an old dusty highway where the sunset paints the sky, I hear my boots on gravel and a lonesome whistle cry. Mama's voice still echoes from that wooden porch at home, singing songs of freedom on a broken radio tone. There's a picture on the dashboard, faded edges, black and white. Daddy with his old guitar, playing softly through the night. Every mile I travel feels like pages from my past, golden roads of country made to never fade or pass. These golden roads of country lead my heart back home. Through the pain and the glory, I was never alone. From the fields to the highways where my dreams still run free, on the golden roads of country that keep calling me. Neon lights and small town bars, stories poured with cheap red wine. Old men hum forgotten tunes from a simpler time. Love was rough and honest, like the calloused hands I knew. Every scar a memory, every song still true. I've lost friends along the way to the wind and passing years. Some to love, some to silence, some to bottled tears. But the radio still plays those old songs, slow and strong. They remind me who I am when the nights feel long. These golden roads of country lead my heart back home. Through the pain and the glory, I was never alone. From the fields to the highway where my dreams still run free, on the golden roads of country that keep calling me. If I fall beneath the starlight with a broken song to sing, let the sound of steel strings be the last damn thing. Tell the world I lived simple, loved honest, stood my ground on these golden roads of country where my soul was found. These golden roads of country ain't made of gold or stone. They're built from love and heartbreak and a place called home. When my journey's over and the night turns free, I'll ride the golden roads of country back to peace. Yeah, the golden roads of country still remember me, still remember me. There's a highway stretching endless under tired and yellow lines. I've been chasing something missing since I left it all behind. Every town looks like a promise, every mile feels like a test. I keep driving through the silence with a heart that won't rest. Got a suitcase full of questions and a mirror I avoid. Every dream I ever carried feels heavier than void. I hear your voice in every station, like a song I've always known. But the farther that I wander, the more miles between me and home. There are miles between me and home, and ghost riding shotgun beside. Every wrong turn I ever took still asks me why. I don't know where this road is leading, but I know what I've outgrown. Yeah, I'm learning who I am with these miles between me and home. Neon lights and motel windows blinking like they understand. Every stranger's got a story, written deep in calloused hands. I've seen hope in empty glasses, truth in words we never say. Funny how the road teaches lessons you can't learn if you stay. I've loved hard and lost harder, let pride write my goodbyes. I mistook the sound of freedom for the echo of my lies. Now every mile's a confession, every mile feels earned. I keep paying for the bridges I was too young to burn. There are miles between me and home, and regrets I still carry inside. Every sunset in my rear view feels like another goodbye. I don't know if I'll find forgiveness or just peace on my own, but I'm closer to the truth with these miles between me and home. If I turn back in the morning, will I recognize that man? Or did the road already change me more than I ever planned? Maybe home ain't just a place or a door I used to know. Maybe it's who I become after letting go. There were miles between me and home, but they taught me how to stand. Every scar became a lesson, every loss shaped who I am. If I ever find my way back, and I won't walk it alone, 'cause I finally found myself in the miles between me and home. Yeah, the road keeps rolling on, but I don't feel so alone. No, I don't feel so alone. There's a mailbox leaning sideways on a gravel county road. Paint's been fading from the front porch, but the welcome's never old. You can drive 1,000 miles chasing money, chasing fame, but some things pull you backward when you hear your name. Mama's cooking in the kitchen, radio turned low. Daddy's rocking by the window, watching daylight go. Every crack along the wall, every sound I know, ain't just wood and nails and paint, it's the roots I grow. 'Cause home ain't just a place with a number or a name, it's the arms that always find you when the world's been hard and strange. It's the love that stays unspoken when the lights are gone. Home ain't just a place, it's where I belong. I've slept under brighter ceilings, heard applause from crowded rooms, but nothing ever held me like those small town afternoons. There's a comfort in the quiet that you can't buy or fake. Some things only feel like home. When you're wide awake, time has changed the faces, left a little silver hair, but the laughter sounds the same when we're all still there. I don't need a mansion or a view that's wide and long. If I've got their voices, I'm already home. Yeah, home ain't just a place you can find on any map. It's the stories that we carry in the spaces in our past. It's forgiveness in the silence when we've all grown on. Home ain't just a place, it's where I belong. Someday when the road gets longer and my steps get slow, I won't fear the falling dark, as long as I know there's a light still on for me. No matter how far I've gone, that kind of love don't fade away, it just stays strong. 'Cause home ain't just a place with a door and a key. It's the people who remember who I used to be. When this life starts feeling heavy and I'm worn and gone, I'll always find my way back, 'cause that's home. Yeah, home ain't just a place, it's a feeling. Used to laugh in the doorway like the world couldn't break us apart. Now silence fills every corner of what's left of my heart. I kept fixing what was broken while you kept closing the door. I called it love and devotion, but it felt like a war. Every promise felt heavy, like a chain round my chest. I kept saying tomorrow while ignoring the rest. Your goodbye never came easy, it just lived in your eyes. I stayed longer than I should have, believing all the lies. It was love that stayed too long, long after it was gone. I kept holding on to shadows when the light had moved on. I mistook pain for forever and habit for strong. Yeah, I lost myself slowly in a love that stayed too long. We stopped saying I miss you, started saying it's fine. Every touch felt like distance, every kiss crossed a line. I learned how to walk on eggshells, call it peace, call it grace. But I was shrinking in silence, trying to save your face. A friend said, man, you look tired. I said, love does that sometimes. But the truth was I was drowning in those unspoken lines. I kept blaming the timing, the nights, the storms, the rain. anything but admitting that love shouldn't hurt this way. It was love that stayed too long when it should've let me go. I kept begging for a feeling you didn't know. I thought loyalty meant suffering. I was wrong all along. Yeah, I gave my best years to a love that stayed too long. There's a freedom in the leaving that I never understood. Sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you could. I don't hate you for the ending or the damage done. I just wish I'd learned sooner that love ain't meant to numb. It was love that stayed too long, but I finally moved on. I learned hearts need breathing, not a place to be warm. Now I'm rebuilding slowly, learning where I belong, finding myself again after love that stayed too long. Yeah, I stayed too long, but I didn't stay broken. There's a wind on the prairie calling names I can't forget, through the dust and the silence of the towns the world regret. Old saloons stand empty with their stories on the floor, every wall still listening to the men who came before. Boot heels on wooden sidewalks echo ghosts from long ago. Outlaws, lovers, broken dreams buried deep beneath the snow. The moon hangs low and lonely, like it's got something to say. Whispers of the old West still ride the night away. Hear the whispers of the old West in the cold and open air. Every prayer and promise still drifting everywhere. From the fires that burned at sundown to the stars that never rest, I still hear the voices in the whispers of the old West. There's a harmonica crying from a window painted red. A cowboy sings to memories of the life he nearly had. Love was hard as iron, faith was dust and bone, but every man kept walking till the trail felt like home. I've been riding through the ages, chasing truth and rusty signs. Every road feels borrowed from another place in time. I lay my hat in silence, let the night confess all the sins and stories of the wild and weary West. Hear the whispers of the old West in the cold and open air. Every prayer and promise still drifting sundown to the stars that never rest. I still hear the voices in the whispers of the old West. If these plains could talk back, they'd sing slow and low of blood, of love, of freedom, and the cost we never know. So I listen in the darkness with my back against the wall to the ghosts of broken heroes who still answer when I call. Yeah, the whispers of the old West ain't just legends carved in stone. They're the tears and dreams of men who died alone. When my trail runs empty and my fire fades to rest, bury me with the stories of the whispers of the old West. Let the wind keep talking, let the silence confess, I'll be riding forever with the whispers of the old West. We carved our names and promises, said time would understand, swore that love was stronger than the cracks beneath our plans. We talked about forever like it was a sure thing. Never thought tomorrow could take everything. Your clothes still in the closet, like you might come home tonight, but your eyes stopped believing long before the goodbye. We kept fixing all the symptoms, never healed what truly bent. That's the night I finally noticed forever learned to end. It was when forever learned to end that the truth came crashing in. Love ain't always meant to last, just meant to teach us who we've been. I held on to what we were, you were already past the bend. Yeah, my heart broke wide open when forever learned to end. We stopped fighting for each other, started fighting just to stay. Every I love you sounded like it lost its way. We slept back to back in silence, dreamed different kinds of dreams. Funny how two hearts together can drift so far unseen. I blame myself for everything, the nights, the cracks, the pain. But love ain't built on guilt alone or fear of change. Sometimes endings aren't a failure, they're a truth we can't pretend. That was the hardest lesson, when forever learned to end. It was when forever learned to end that I learned to let you go. I stopped begging for a future somehow, just not the lie we sold. Yeah, I grew up in the silence when forever learned to end. If I meet you down chased when you let our forever go. I don't regret the loving or the heart I had to spend. I just wish we'd known the truth before forever learned to end. When forever learned to end, I stopped living in the past. I learned some loves are chapters never meant to last. Now I'm stronger than the promise that I couldn't defend. I found myself again when forever learned to end. Yeah, forever isn't broken, it just changes how it's meant. There's a melody in the air tonight from an old AM radio, cracking through the static like it did so long ago. Mama danced in the kitchen, Daddy tapped his boots in time. Those country songs from the golden years still sound just fine. Black and white photographs hanging on the wall. Every smile tells a story, every tear recalls it all. We didn't have much money, but the music filled the room. Those songs taught us how to love and how to make it through. These country songs from the golden years still shine like morning sun. Through the hard times and the heartache, they were always there when none. From the laughter to the lonely, from the truth to all the tears, I found my life in every line of country song from the golden years. Saturday night jukebox, neon glowing red, cheap beer and honest feelings of the things we never said. A steel guitar crying softly like it knew us by our names. Every song felt like a promise that love would never change. Now the world is moving faster and the sound is different somehow, but when those old records start spinning, I'm right back there right now, in a place where words meant something and the truth was always clear. Living life between the verses of those golden year songs I hear. These country songs from the golden years still shine like morning sun. Through the hard times and the heartache, they were always there when none. From the laughter to the lonely, from the truth to all the tears, I found my life in every line of country songs from the golden years. If I ever lose direction and forget who I used to be, I'll play those old familiar songs and let them rescue me. 'Cause they never lied or pretended, they just sang what we all feel. In a world that keeps on changing, they're the only thing still real. Yeah, these country songs from the golden years ain't just music on a shelf. They're the voice of every broken heart and the best part of myself. When the night feels heavy and tomorrow's unclear, I'll lean on the truth and the comfort of country songs from the golden years. Let the needle fall one more time, let the memories reappear. I'll be singing along forever with those golden year country songs.